What's up guys, a.k.a. SmashCentral here, back with another quick little arms guide, and today we're going to be going over the secret key strategy to getting the most out of your arms coins in the Get Arms minigame. So before we get into it, I'm going to go over the strategy because I don't want to talk too much when I'm doing it because I got to concentrate on getting these friggin' arms because that is the goal here. So what happens is targets will pop up, and every time you clear a section of targets, or a wave of targets I should say, immediately another one will pop up or you'll advance a level. What you want to do is clear the targets as fast as you possibly can. Now I know that sounds like, you know, basic knowledge, basic common sense, but if there is a timer, a watch that pops up on the screen, or an arms box, if you can, what you want to do is clear the targets first and then go for the arms box or the timer. Because clearing the targets and making more targets come up is what gets those other power-ups to come on the screen, the arms boxes and the clocks to give you more time. You can have multiple arms boxes on screen, but the only way you're gonna get more arms boxes to appear is by clearing more waves of targets. So you want to prioritize the targets first, maybe let, you know, some bonuses pile up on screen, and then once you clear the targets, then go for those bonuses. So we're gonna do a short timer, a medium timer, and a long timer. So we're gonna go through all three of them and then see which one gives you the most bang for your arms bucks. Let's do it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice about doing the Get Arms minigame on the short timer is that there is a lot less targets. So this is like a very good way to practice the strategy that I was just talking about if you want, but I'm not going to try and talk too much. I'm going to try and concentrate as much as I can here to show you guys just how fast these targets and these boxes will pop up if you prioritize the targets. There we go, getting everything. Alright, so now we got a couple more targets popping up. We got moving targets. I kind of screwed that one up, but as you can see here, we're gonna max out at maybe 4 or 5 boxes. Usually sometimes there's a box that'll pop up at the very last section, and you can just kind of ignore the targets and snipe the box at the very end. So there we go, we got 4 arms. I think the most you can possibly get out of the short timer is maybe 5. So 4 or 5 arms for 30 coins. We'll keep that in mind and we'll move on. So for the medium timer, you get 50 seconds on the clock, and there's probably going to be about 2 or 3 timer power-ups. And you have the potential to get about 10 to 12 arms. So I'm going to try and concentrate as hard as I possibly can, not screw up, and try and get as many arms as I can to show you guys the strategy here. So let's do it. Alright, 50 seconds on the clock. There's going to be a couple of 5-second timers that we'll get as well. But as you can see here, I'm trying to get like all the targets in one arm hit, and I'm not like confident in my abilities, so I'm sending out the second arm sometimes when I don't need to. There I kind of delayed it because I thought I was going to get them all in one arm, but so far so good. Like that. There we go. All 4 in one hit. That one delayed again because I was confident I was going to get them. But sometimes you could just wait for the arms box or the timer to start traveling across the screen and wait for the next thing of arms to pop up and then get them all in one hit. Just like that. We got the arms thing and the timer increase right as they were about to leave the screen. So far so good. 25 seconds on the clock, about to get our 6th arm crate, and a 7th one popping up. So as you can see, the more targets you clear, the faster you clear them, more targets will pop up, which allows more arms to start popping up on the screen. The medium difficulty, the medium timer level isn't too overwhelming, and there are a bunch of timer power-ups as well. So as you can see, you can get quite a couple of arms here. And like I was saying at the end of the short timer video, there are some cases where in the last couple of seconds, if you clear a wave of targets, an arms box will appear at the corner of the screen and you can try and snipe it right before the timer runs out. So there, I got a timer and an arms box. Here we got 0 seconds on the clock, but I send out my arm and I get the arms box buzzer beater. So for the medium timer worth 100 coins, I was able to pocket 13 arms. You can get roughly 13 to 15 arms for 100 coins. Let's move on to the big long timer. Now this one is for people who, I guess, like to gamble, because you're spending 200 coins, which takes quite a bit of time to save up, and you're getting 90 seconds. The thing about the long timer is, though, all of the timer power-ups that you see on screen will be worth 10 seconds instead of 5 seconds this time around. Another thing to note is once you get about halfway through your 90 seconds, once you get to like the third or fourth level of targets, you're gonna start to see raised targets, higher up targets that you're gonna need to jump in order to punch. Now, you can hit the stick that the target is standing on, but because it's so skiddy, it's really hard to hit. So you're gonna wanna jump, toss out your arm, and nail those higher targets. Let's do this. So in the long timer, well, as you obviously notice as they go on, it's not just the amount of time that increases, the amount of targets also increases, and it gets a bit more difficult. So if you're doing the long timer, you really got to prioritize in sections like that where you'll have like a split target on you'll have targets on the left side and the right side. Don't be indecisive, pick one side and then clear the other after, or try to throw out a really curvy arm to one side and another arm to the other side to try and get both of them. But don't panic, you'll be able to clear out these targets quickly like you're seeing me do right here. You'll be able to get a lot of combos, a lot of targets in one punch, and you can wait for the timers and the arms boxes to travel across the screen to end up behind a target so that you can just get, a 2-for-1 like you saw in those last 2 arms boxes there. Not that one, kind of screwed up on that one, but so far so good. We're getting almost into that halfway territory where the higher targets are going to start to appear, and you'll notice on the longer timer that the arms boxes tend to jump up and down, they bob up and down a lot more than they did in the medium timer. So you're gonna have to account for that as well. You can throw an arm like that and the box will just, bob up above the arm. So you gotta be wary of that. You gotta time stuff like right there. I knew those targets were about to pop up, but I waited so that I could get the targets and the arms box in the same punch. So far so good. We're taking out the higher targets, we're jumping when we need to, we're curving when we need to, and we're trying to get as many combos as we possibly can. Right there, again, the box snuck right above my arm, so I had to throw out the extra emergency arm to get that one in there. So as you can see, we're picking up as many timers as we possibly can to get those juicy 10-second bonuses, and I think throughout this run, I pick up about 4 or 5 of those. So you're starting out with, I believe, 80 or 90 seconds, and throughout it, you're getting another 40 to 50 seconds worth of get arms minigame time by grabbing those power-ups. So as you can see, as you get to like level 5 and 6 of the targets, a whole swarm of targets starts popping up, and in this last moment here, I just had to concentrate on getting that arms box, because in the last level, it doesn't really matter if you're going to clear all the targets. What you really want to do is snipe the arms box that comes on screen. So in this run, I was able to get 27 arms. Now I believe that the average that you can get from the long timer is probably about 25 to 28 arms. So that averages out to 200 coins, divide that by 25 to 28 arms, you're looking at 7 to 8 coins per arm. If we go back to the medium timer, that's 100 coins at 13 to 15 arms a run. So you do all that math, you get 6 to 7 coins per arm. And finally, with the short timer, you're paying 30 coins, getting 4 to 6 arms per run. So you do 30 coins divided by 4 to 6 arms, and you're paying about 6 coins per arm. So for the short and medium timer, you're paying about 6 to 7 coins per arm for both of them. And then for the long timer, you're paying 7 to 8 coins per arm. Now, personally, I would not be going for the long timer because A, takes, quite a bit of time to grind out those 200 coins, and it is a lot harder of a mini game than the other two. So you might not even get 25 to 28 arms. You might get, 22, 23, 24 arms. So then it's definitely not worth the amount of arms coins, because you could be doing the medium timer, doing as good as you can possibly do, and only paying 6 to 7 coins per arm. I would go for the medium timer over the short timer, just because you can get, double, sometimes triple the amount of arms that you would with the short timer. It's a lot more fun, it's not that hard, and you're getting the most bang for your buck. So there are the strategies. You got to aim for the targets first, get them down as fast as you can, because the faster you do that, the faster more targets will appear. The more waves you clear, the more arms boxes will appear on the screen. And you gotta prioritize the targets, because once you clear a wave of targets, that arms box will come up on screen occasionally, and once the other wave of targets rises, you can combo the arms box with the targets. So sometimes you just gotta let those boxes and those clock power-ups travel across the screen a little bit, and then snipe them all at the same time with a bunch of targets. So there you guys have it. There's the strategy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you find a little bit of a better strategy, maybe something else works for you. Let me know below. If you guys missed my video on how to farm arms coins the fastest and easiest way possible, getting you 200 to 700 arms coins per hour, depending on how you look at it, depending on how you factor things, depending on how fast you do it, click the top video on your screen. And if you want to check out some of my Super Smash Bros. For Glory Challenge content, click the bottom video. I'm a.k.a. Smash Central. As always, thanks for watching all the way until the end, and peace out.